So we were playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, it is now 10:15, so we will go back to that. So, a potion of healing has just been delivered into the hands of Sir Samson Hammerfell, as Varian Ferguson has finished brewing for the day, and says, when do you think everyone else is going to wake up?
Solar's probably already up. Did I get my 4 hours?
You did, yes.
Okay.
Oh shit, he's talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, I was going back to sleep.
What?
So, I have to get another hour, right?
No, after you spent 2 hours awake, and the rest of the time you spent asleep. So after his watch, it's done.
Oh, okay. He's done. Okay. Yeah,
Also
I'll be
needed
up.
my
So,
4 hours.
I don't know. Lyra will probably be up. Brandy after that, and Cynian much later after that.
Alright. I suppose I'll wait in the cart. I suppose I can mess with a bit more chemistry. Have a good night. Or, I don't know. We're in a very strange point in time right now.
That we are.
Oh, Sini's up earlier than he said he'd be.
No, I'm asleep. Leave me alone.
What you talking?
He does that.
Oh, he talks in his sleep.
On occasion.
You ever say anything interesting?
Oh yes, Cynian is full of interesting things.
Well, I'm sure we'll have plenty of time to get to know each other before we make it to our assumed destination. I'll be waiting in the car.
Oh yes?
Oh, by the way,
Oh.
your bears may have made off. One of the small bears that went into the car may have made off with a small amount of alcohol last night. It appeared to be a rather expensive bottle of wine, but it fortunately did not notice me within the cart. So, anyway,
Oh dear.
I'll be waiting within. Steps into the cart.
I'll look around for Lyra. She awake?
She would be, yeah.
Yeah.
She's never
just
You hear that?
she's like tucked up in the corner of the hut with her notebook.
Ah.
Did I hear their conversation?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Have I ever heard Cynian talk in his sleep?
Probably. Usually it's in Celestial. This time, he's awake, but he's just fucking wanting to be asleep.
I will
give
take
you?
the shovel. Oh, here. Oh, this. Yeah, you probably will do better with it. I'll hand you the healing potion.
Perhaps we could
I'd say
keep
you
it with
want to,
us, or any one of us could need it.
yes?
Do you want me to do that with magic?
Oh, no. I believe it is more respectful to do it by hand.
I'll keep you company, I suppose.
Oh, wonderful. I will start digging a hole by the side of the road.
Alright.
Kind of you to dig a grave for someone you've never even met.
I've done it a few times, actually. Sometimes you come across a scene, poor wayward traveler, and I've buried a few of them. Others that I've come across. I'm not sure who this was in life. Yes. Just quite sad to see anyone, ravaged like this.
They were alone.
I wonder who he was. Oh, probably. Unless there were others and got away. Do you know much about such a creature? Like, look over at the giant fucking bird.
Rocks?
Yes? I haven't heard the name before.
We went over them in one of my classes. I've never seen one in real life. I think I could have gone the rest of my life without seeing one. It's terrifying.
Understandable. Yes, a sight to behold, but, quite deadly.
Thank
You
you
like,
for getting me out of
Luxus's
the
arm.
troubles.
oh yes, I'm so sorry I had to do it in such a way.
Well, I would much rather you have done that than I remained with that thing. You've never seen one before.
I've not.
What sort of creatures do you usually come across in all your travels?
Usually something much smaller. But, yes, things a bit more manageable for just one. I've seen many things, gnolls and, bugbears, orcs, goblins,
Gnolls.
the like.
Gnolls.
No, I've encountered, real gnolls.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. They smell terrible and, are quite vicious. Do not want to be bit by one.
I don't want to be bit by anything. Bitten.
Generally a good rule.
So, for anyone you come across who has passed away, you give them a burial.
Yes? I'm unsure of the name, so, usually just put, a weary traveler, unknown traveler, someone like that.
No longer weary. People say that about death all the time, don't they? That
They
they're
do.
resting now.
It is a strange thing to comprehend.
Do you suppose death is restful?
I would hope.
I would agree. Do you... I suppose this is a rather personal question. You don't have to tell me. But... have you ever lost someone that you knew, aside from Francis?
Oh, yes?
And... yes,
yeah.
aside from...
Yes. Aside from that, I have, not lost anyone quite yet. My family was all... My, brothers and sisters are all younger than me, aside from Henry, and, father and mother still live, as far as I know. So no, not quite yet.
I'm sorry, I know it's a strange question.
Oh no, it is completely understandable.
Do you have a will if you... well, gods forbid, but if something should happen while you're out here?
Gonna stop some things for a moment. I haven't. I, do not have such a thing. Do you?
Technically, I didn't write it, but... I probably should write my own at this point, but... it's mostly just legal proceedings. If I should be unable to fulfill my own duties.
Not a terrible idea. Especially, I would hate to end up like such a traveler. Looks over at the skeleton. We would hope that we should, live to see our loved ones back home. And should we fall, we would hope that news would reach them about our fate.
If something should happen, would you want the news delivered in person, or...
I'm unsure. Any way possible would be acceptable, but in person would of course be, you know, very respectful.
I just wonder if we shouldn't discuss that as a group.
It is a bit of a
Fairly open
grim topic.
subject, but
Yes, but it is a necessary one.
what would you like your funeral to be like? In early
I'm not
circumstances.
sure. I haven't exactly thought of the funeral, just thought about going out in a blaze of glory, should it be.
A blaze of glory. In battle.
Yes,
You wouldn't want to live into old age?
oh
Do you
no, that
plan
would
to?
be quite wonderful as well, but should the need arise, I am willing to die for what I believe in.
A poetic end. And yet one I
Yes,
hope does not come to pass.
as do I.
I hope it wasn't painful. She's looking at the skeleton.
I would like to say I hope not, but I can say for a fact that it did. He kind of looks
You ever
down
been eaten before?
at the puncture wounds. Oh no, not eaten, but those claws sure hurt.
I suppose we'll never know.
Let us hope not.
That is also knowledge I could do without.
Yes.
She's using a mage hand to absent-mindedly just kind of clear the dirt out of the way.
All right. You dig into the earth, and as you've been doing so, it's an awful task. Giving the body a proper burial is your main objective at this point. And as you dig into the dirt, it is littered with large and small rocks alike, interrupting every shovel pass. You never get a clean one through yet. The work needs to be done, and you continue doing it. As the sun begins to lift up into the air and Sukto's light begins to sink into this small valley, you eventually, probably after about an hour, giving everyone ample time to arise from their slumber, you have a hole sizable enough for the smaller body of, or the smaller skeleton of whatever this creature was before it was devoured by the large bird.
I go look for some flowers. Or just pretty plants.
Doesn't take you long before you find any. Various colors of pinks, blues, and purple bloom on some of the bushes nearby, and you go and pick some, enough to get a fairly sizable bouquet.
I'm gonna get a stick of wood and start carving a name into it.
All right.
I'm gonna put the flowers next to it so I can arrange them after we've buried him. Probably pick one up and pluck the petals off and like shred the leaves just for something to do with my hands.
Mm-hmm. Eventually, go ahead.
Is the morning cold?
Not. It is colder than most areas you've been to thus far. Getting higher in altitude, there is a definite drop in temperature. Not to the point where it's unbearable, but definitely colder than you're used to. Probably around 50 degrees at this point.
I'll start moving the bones into the hole.
I will
Doesn't take long.
gingerly help.
The entire body now rests within this grave that has been dug.
Go. Rest well.
As we refill it, I arrange the flowers on top.
All right.
Now I will embed the wooden sort of sign above it. It says an unknown traveler.
I hope he is somewhere happy.
Yes, as do I.
Thank you for letting me be a part of this.
Of course. Thank you for joining me. 'Tis you know, a sign of respect.
I hope they weren't frightened.
Well, it cannot hurt anyone anymore. Go with the rock.
You what?
I just I just look over at the rock. Is it like blocking the road?
No.
I
it
can't
is-
see the map.
It is to the side of the road.
Okay.
Currently on a small lip above the area around this valley. Definitely out of the way. It is just sort of sprawled near a tree, its entire form. The wings lay now flat, and it stretches around 180 feet with the entire wingspan spread.
Wow. What color is it? Now that
The
we
blue
can
and the
see in
green.
the dark versus see in
Very.
the
Its
the light.
feathers vary between
No,
colors
black and white.
of of blue, red, and green, and with a white underbelly and underwing.
Wow. I'm gonna take up my notebook and try to sketch it.
All right. You go ahead and make a sleight of hand check if you want to try and be good.
Not gonna be good, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Here we go. -1, baby. 20. Bah. Oh shit, that's pretty good. It's 18.
18.
I rolled a 19.
It's something about the creature, whether or not it has something to do with it being one of you actually slain, or something about the beauty of the creature when it is not a terrifying threat gives you a bit more confidence with the pen, and you get a fairly decent drawing out of it.
Nice. Ooh, that should help us remember it. These rocks, do they live in mating pairs?
Do I know about that?
Uh,
Rachel knows, but does Celera?
Go ahead and make a history check for like as accurate as you see how accurate you can get with it.
11.
11. I'll say that's enough to know probably just a couple quick facts. They do not mate for life or anything. If there were hatchlings, the mother had them and would have taken care of them for a small amount of time. The father would have left. The rocks really only they generally hunt larger prey, hence going after the bear. And Beyond that, they are very, very aggressive creatures when it comes to territory, and very keen-eyed hunters.
No, they're mostly solitary. If there are
Well,
babies,
that's good.
they're not here. They would be kept out of sight.
We shall have to keep our eyes on the sky.
I don't know how long the mother would have taken care of them, but when they do mate, it's not for long.
Well, just something to watch out for. What's the terrain like around here? I missed the last session, so is it like, are we in
Mountains.
super rocky, mountainous territory, or are there trees?
There are trees every now and then. There are slowly less and less wooded areas, however. Small sections of wood and tree still exist. You are in this brownish, earthy colored area between two mountains at the moment in this valley. And there's a path that sort of leads betwixt various mountains in a longer strand of differing valleys that you're currently going through.
Do you think they want
Alright.
babies? If they
Oh,
prefer to be
perhaps.
alone,
I'm not sure.
instinct.
I've
I
heard that,
suppose.
you know, beasts of their kind simply have urges and like protocols that they perform.
Protocols.
I'm not sure. Just
Well, I
like
suppose they would
things
have
that
to
they feel
have
they need to
babies,
do.
or they wouldn't be around anymore. Although rocks can live quite a long time.
It seems odd to want to mate and gather children, only to abandon them shortly after.
I think babies are quite a handful, from what I understand.
Sure they are.
I was awful. I was the worst baby. So I hear. I don't remember, but
I don't remember much either. Apparently I was adventurous. I was getting into trouble as well.
my brother was like that, I'm told. I was just fussy and annoying. I was toddler before either of my parents actually wanted to have me around. Just not good company. Do you want children?
Wow. Who was that? Sorry, I missed that.
Do you want children?
Eventually, I would assume so. It would be nice to have them, start a family, continue the line.
Is your brother married?
Oh, yes, I believe so. It was a few years ago. I don't know much about the union. I was there for the wedding, but didn't pay much attention, I'm afraid.
Weddings can be
Because
dull affairs.
Cassandra, I think her name was.
Cassandra.
Yes. This was very elaborate service.
Oh, I know. I mean, I've been to family weddings, not in my immediate family, but sometimes I think it's an excuse to be as elaborate as possible.
Yes, especially one such as devoted as Henry, who always wanted to display his devotion to Bjorn.
Oh. Just about It was a religious service then.
Yes, very much so.
Interesting. Most of ours have been legal affairs, but elaborate.
Did you say that your brother was married before his falling?
He was betrothed.
Ah.
Yes. To Clinia Ludov. She was from Inathara. And we only met her a few times. She was a nice girl. I spent a little bit of time with her. I think I bored her with my talk of poetry. I have a terrible habit of doing that.
If you're interested in wide variety of topics, you're very knowledgeable about them.
I am interested in many things, but I think sometimes I get too interested in a certain topic. And that's always... Words have always fascinated me. The way we try to communicate with people who are not there. Letters, of course, can be very important, or simply a note to say, I thought of you. I wish you were here with me. Or, well, just to inform. History. People have written about their lives, about their families, about their desires and their daily happenings, and those words stretch forth into the future, and every time I read a book like that, it's so incredible to me. Because these are their thoughts from so long ago, and here I am getting to read them. Some people say that
Interesting way of putting it.
That children are a way
Yeah,
of...
windows.
Are a legacy, are a way of being immortal, but I think words are more immortalizing than just children. After all, children will be who they are. They may very well become what their parents don't want them to be. But no one can take your words away from you.
Yeah, it's a good way of seeing it. They are windows to the past, to the mind.
Exactly. And what stronger magic do we have than to be able to communicate our thoughts to strangers in the future? I always try to keep a journal. I have tried and failed many times. But there are still... Well, there are letters. I've kept a lot of letters. And those tell stories when I've failed to keep my own records.
Letters to whom? To your family?
Family, friends. I write to the girls I knew at school sometimes. I kept my brother's letters, my mother's letters. My father doesn't write me often. Aside from... He sent me a letter.
Did you know?
This week. Yes.
Oh, wow. It's quite recent. What did it say?
It was quite cheerful. That he was sorry to hear of some of the hardships of travel, but glad that I'm gaining experience, I suppose. I wasn't supposed to be out here. I don't think he expected me to be.
Did he expect you to what? Stay in Finette?
It was supposed to, well, there weren't specific orders, but I had mostly planned to attend the trial, attend the funeral of the mayor, and then it was assumed I would come home, and then I met you all, and now I'm halfway across the continent.
Wow. I figured that you are here getting experience, and I believe you are, for sure.
More than I ever imagined.
I believe
Yeah,
that
quite a moment.
being out on the road is good for the mind, good for learning, and I believe that many nobles quite need that.
My
They
brother
need
used
to see
explore.
the lands they're looking over.
My brother used to explore, and suddenly I see why he always came back so refreshed, despite the fact that traveling is always hard. It's very freeing. I'm sure you know. Just imagining
Yes.
what life is like at home and what life is like on the road. To be able to wear comfortable clothes and have my hair the way I want it and sleep on the ground. I can't say that's my favorite part.
Oh, you get used to it.
My apologies. You hear from the cart. You see Faring Ferguson.
No, of course.
Oh, yes?
I was wondering if we were going to set out soon. After all, I am afraid of staying in these canyons for too long.
Oh, that is understandable.
I think that's a good idea.
Is everyone else
Interesting
up?
Conversation. I look over at the
Sure.
camp.
Who's up?
What's up?
Brandy would be up and already started to prepare breakfast.
Signing's reluctantly up.
Signing's like sitting angrily on his bedroll.
Signing's in the car, waiting.
With Faring?
Oh, if he's in the car now. Well, it's it. Actually, Signing's paid for the car. He's gonna use the car.
Signing's
he's
like,
sitting
get
in the
out.
car.
This is my cart.
This is my car. He's like, I'm working. It's like, it's my car.
I'm working. Okay, well, I'm sitting.
I'm.
I own this cart.
Sorry if I was interrupting
Look at
any
me. Look at me.
important
I am the
conversation.
No.
I am the owner now.
Oh no, it's quite alright.
Is that the grave?
Yes. That poor soul.
A troubled
are-
one indeed. Well,
Yes.
Raven Mother has him now. Hopefully she'll know what to do with him. I feel like we should be off.
I would agree.
I have a...
Brandy's
Bad
prepared
feeling.
breakfast, I'm sure.
Oh, is that what smelled wonderful?
Yes, she's quite the cook.
I'll say. Hopefully I can... I'm a cook in a different way, but hopefully I can make another one of those potions for you in not a long time.
That would be lovely. Thank
Oh,
you
that'd be
so
wonderful.
much.
It takes me about 8 hours for a potion, and I'm not always completely focused on it, but...
Just the brewing,
Lovely.
or do you have to be preparing it the entire time?
I have to... It's a process of brewing and gathering materials.
Interesting.
But
Well, thank you.
beyond that, it's I feel it's a useful service for all of you for taking me across the canyon and all that, so...
Well, it is appreciated. I'm going to go see if breakfast is ready. I'm going to go over and kind of hover near Brandy because, like, I feel like I should offer to help, but I also know I'm entirely incompetent as a cook.
She's good at making one kind of food, and that food is charcoal.
I can make tea.
Stop reading my thoughts!
May I help with anything, Brandy? I'm sorry I got caught up talking to Sir Hammerfell.
Oh, no, that is quite alright. Do me a favor, and you can peel and cut these potatoes. Rather, cube them if you would. Please and thank you.
Cut them into cubes?
Yes, about an inch.
I can do that. I'm gonna try.
She burns
How do
them.
I... So to
Cutting-
peel them, do I just use a knife and...
Yes, and she reaches into her fine cutlery and pulls out a paring knife.
Oh,
So it's
that will
smaller
work
and
better
killer.
than... I put my dagger away.
Yes, notably finer than that.
I'm gonna try and peel and dice the potatoes. Cube the potatoes.
It's really not that hard of a thing to do. It's especially if you take your time, which Saliva seems like the person to, for most things, I'll say, based off recent events, to not rush into things.
I think she likes rote tasks like this.
So
They're relaxing.
you slowly cube and remove the skin on the potatoes. It's not that difficult, and it actually comes as a surprise to you how simple the task is.
I think I'm getting the hang of this. Is this right?
Yes, that is quite a good job, Silvera. Thank you.
She just beams. She's actually really excited that she did it right. Yep.
All right. It isn't long before breakfast is finished. What are you preparing, Randy?
I am preparing like breakfast skillet.
All right. Those who consume it will gain 5 temporary hit points for you.
Nice.
Poggies.
Some decent food.
No
Let's
aid
go.
today, Smile. I was too weak.
I will cast it. I mean, I don't know if this is something Cynian's been announcing that he's casting.
I mean, like, when he casts it on people, I mean, he casts it on 3 people, so 3 people usually feel a little better every day, but not today.
Well, if Solera knows about it, she would cast it, but I guess she doesn't.
You can
Oh,
know
we
about
got
it.
breakfast.
He's done it a couple times. It's just not today.
I'm just wondering if he's been telling us that he's been doing it.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
You gotta be willing, I believe.
Nope, it just says 3 creatures within range.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
You would aid somebody against their will.
At what level?
I'll cast it at 3rd level. So, temporary hit points for,
maximum hit points.
Yeah, 10 maximum
Increase.
and temporary hit points for, Brandy, Sir
Just
Hammerfell,
maximum.
and Cynian.
Maximum increases by 10.
69. All right.
Let's go.
64.
And you all, if you want, Hammerfell, I'm not sure how long you're paying respect for, but if you like, you can spend the time in which Brandy and Saliva are preparing the meal to attempt another mend on the cart.
That's what I was gonna do.
Nice.
He pulls out the freaking splicing kit and just bzz, bzz. It's like it's wooden.
With a
Why are you sparking?
With a combination of efforts of making use of the dead nearby trees and mending newly cut wooden planks, using various tools at your disposal.
Preparing make glue for like.
Yes, he brings out a tiny ball of Gorilla Glue and is just. The cart appears It looks a bit funky, but functionally it is back to its maximum state.
Yay!
We need some sovereign glue up in here.
Yeah.
Glue this thing
right
together
back
and it'll
there.
never fall apart. Never. Just bathe this entire
Can you,
cart
like,
in
enchant
sovereign
it?
glue. Sovereign glue is glue that only comes apart via wish or something that
Oh,
or
it's a
universal
Universal
solvent.
it's a
solvent.
magical item. I thought it was a
Yeah,
real
it's
thing
literally-
for a second.
Yeah.
No.
No. Sovereign glue is just a super strong, literally only wish and one other magic item removes it.
What is it? What's the other one?
Universal
Universal
solvent.
solvent, which is
Ah.
literally just it can be used to remove a glue, and specifically
glue.
universal literally sovereign glue and nothing else.
They should like sell them together. Anyway, on the road again.
Anyway, on the road again.
Moving right along.
Dur.
All right.
I'm gonna chill up front with Brandy.
Amazing. Go ahead and, as you all are role playing, go ahead and let's say, Salira, give me any die roll.
All right, let me finish writing in my notes. Okay, any die.
Yes.
I'm gonna close my eyes and pick one. I didn't have it up. Okay, I'm just gonna do a D10. 10.
All right. Go ahead and roll a d8.
You've doomed us.
1. The
One
duality of dice.
Tarask.
The random photo showing up on my photo reel on my computer is the old one of Brandy's fire elemental form.
Good to know.
Just thought that was interesting.
No foreshadowing.
So, as you all are making your way down the path, you're pushing your way through the valley of the various mountains that is cut between. The lighter brown color slowly shifting to a darker gray stone color at certain points as you rise further into the atmosphere. The air gets thinner, not to the point where it is incredibly difficult to breathe, but it's certainly a change of pace. You have to pop your ears every now and then. You, as you reach higher and higher into the various plateaus and valleys between mountains, you can see some of these mountains higher up finally, originally unseen, actually have some snow caps to them, some snow atop them, however, only at the very tips. As you pass through a particularly wide valley, you see probably, I'll say, from about 300 feet away, you see what appears to be an easel with a set of I forget the canvas set upon it. There is a stone-like creature currently with a large brush in hand, currently etching at this parchment with its brush, just making simple strokes across it, looking at the mountains before it. And as you turn to look at the mountains that it is currently looking at, it is a very beautiful scope with Sukdo rising just above, between two of the mountain tips, each of them covered in a small blanket of snow. However, as it goes further down, there are bits of dead tree and simple grasses growing along it. It appears as though there is some sort of relationship between this, but he is just off the path to your left as you're going down the center of this road.
When
You
What
ask-
does this thing look like? The creature?
It's a little. It appears to be a somewhat small creature made out of stone.
I'm gonna have to leave early, guys. I gotta get to bed. I opened today and I have to open tomorrow. So
All right.
Okay.
Right.
Good night.
have a good night.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Yeah, he's also wearing, I should mention, he's wearing various browns and greens clothes. He has a feathered cap as well as a white apron that is currently draped over most of his clothes.
Like a smock.
What's up? Simon's
you-
like asking
we-
to like the driver, the current driver. It's like, why are we? What?
When we
I don't know.
passed by the snow, were we within 30 feet? Can I use shape water to like make
It's
up
fairly. Unfortunately, it's very high up on
Ah,
like the very
okay.
tips of the mountain.
Just gonna make little snowmen.
Sorry.
It's okay. We could make a snowman.
No fun allowed here.
So we will. I will make it fun and read my poetry book out loud. I'm just kidding. I don't think the others would be into that.
However, Lyra, you would see this painting figure with your passive perception.
I'm gonna try and
And
see
you
what
are-
he's painting.
So you're riding up to him,
No, just as we pass by.
all right? As you pass by, and you take a moment to look at the painting. It appears to be a landscape, a complete replica of the area before him. It's actually fairly detailed and well made. And as you pass by, the creature turns to you and gives you a wave, and the stone around its face begins to sort of shape into a smile and says, hello.
I smile and wave back.
How are all of you? Are you traveling through the mountains today?
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. I am Caleb Doer, the Caleb Doer. I'm a little bit of a traveler throughout these mountains as well, trying to capture every little bit of scenery that I can find around.
It looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Sunny, and you paint as well, don't you?
Yes.
You're a painter.
Yes.
I've actually got something that might be a little bit helpful for you.
He cocks a brow.
I'm interested and more wary after our situation with the fire giant.
I've got a.
I am also an enemy of you. You fucking painter, die. And fucking...
As a
I hate
As
all
a fellow
painters.
painter, I
hate all painters.
I've
Not
made.
one.
I used to live various different lives, but I've actually managed to come up with a couple of different magical things in my time. Oh, you see, I wasn't always a painter. I was various things, but beyond that, I have come up with a rather magical thing for painters. I'm willing to offer you a pot. It's not a lot, but it has a magical property to it that is helpful for every painter. He
I look at Cyan.
he reaches into a pocket of a bag upon the ground.
It's a grenade.
This brown leather bag,
This is where the grenade comes in.
and he holds up probably about 10-ounce bottle that he hands to you and says, this is very useful for painting because it's when you think of a color, the ink will magically change to represent that color.
Ooh, I see.
That's so
This will
kind
be very
of you.
useful. Thank you.
It's something I've been working on for a long time, and I figured I should share it. And it's what allows me to paint with such freedom and will. I'm lucky to have it. Unfortunately, it is black by base, so it doesn't seem like much until you begin thinking with it. And
I'll take your word for it.
as you all look at it, it is this very dark black color. However, Sinian, as you look at it, it appears to be something else. It a strange. Is it red? Is this strange like
Is it like
color?
the funny colors on the funny screen?
Yes.
Sadine's eyes grow very wide. He says, I think you would think it's a joke, but he's more or less just like, I'll take your entire stock. How much more do you have?
Here. And he will very graciously take out 5 more pots and pass them to you.
Oh shit.
How do I owe you anything for this?
When this makes you famous, just save me a copy of your best work.
Oh, I got some on hand if you'd like.
I'd love to see it.
He'll go rifling through some of his things. He'll give sign-in number 3, Faker Exposed. It is a picture of Finn mid transformation into one of those creatures as we like accusatorily like objection point at him.
Fascinating.
It's in black and white.
So you are very abstract with your art, then.
Oh, this happened. I was there. This is just a thing that happened.
Crazy world that we live in, huh?
Yes. I could show you some of my others if you
I'd love to.
wish.
I'd absolutely love to.
He will show the signing number 2. Signing number 1 is owned by Hammerfell, which is of Francis when he thought Francis would die. But I think you left it at Francis's original grave? Question mark?
No, I still have it.
Oh, okay. Well, then you have that. Number 2 is
I
Roadside
left the
Respite,
throwing
which
hammer.
is... It's sort of like us, like, Fire Link Shrine posing
Oh,
around a
yeah.
bonfire.
When
It's the one we need to get
Brandy
commissioned.
played her vial.
Yeah. 3 is Faker Exposed. 4, he doesn't show. He keeps that one hidden. 5 also doesn't show, keeps that one hidden. 6 is when Brandy transformed into a smoke elemental. He sort of has a in media res of that going on. The colors completely fucked. That one's in color. So colors are up to interpretation on where they would be, but the values are right. It's just everything else is wrong.
I am a little bit concerned because I'm a bit afraid that all of these are actual events. Is this true?
Oh yeah, this also happened. She total. This actually happened. 7. Also in order that said 28, 15. He's not showing. 15, 17 check is a self-portrait of himself in black and white. Just tired, giving like a sort of like his casual, cocky sort of half smile.
Mm-hmm.
When did he paint that?
number-
Just like sitting in the bathroom at the Hendricks
Uh,
house in front of the mirror?
Yeah, literally yes.
That's why you
Literally,
took 2
yes.
hours.
I needed it. I was really shitting at the same time. You can't tell because I didn't paint that. Making a painting on the shitter. Number 8 is a 19 check, where it's a picture of the goblet, also in black and white. The 19 check. This one, you guys can be up to interpretation. I rolled an 8 for this check. It's in color, and I called it "Who cares?" I don't know what this means. So it's probably just some very bad abstract art.
I mean, how do you tell if abstract art is bad or not?
True. He probably just like was very. I don't remember how or why I rolled an 8, but I did, and he did it. He doesn't care. He didn't care what he wrote, what he drew. He just threw his feelings on the page, on the
I think
canvas,
that's
and
good
that
abstract art.
And what came out is it's up to interpretation whether it's good or not.
Are you naming all these as you go along, or are you...
Yeah, I name them all as I make them.
Well,
Anytime
I'm
he
saying,
paints,
are you listing out the names to him
Yeah.
as you go along? Okay.
Yes, this one he doesn't say what the name is. He just says and this is my most recent one. The other ones had names like fake roadside respite, faker exposed, didn't show,
Mhm.
didn't show. Colored Inferno is what he called Brandy's transformation. Self portrait, comma tired, and then goblet obtained. And this one's just nameless, and or who cares.
All right. He will take a good look at all of them and say, if it is no difference to you, I would like to take the nameless one.
Sure.
I feel as though it will be worth a fortune one day, maybe not in gold. Well, probably in gold as well, but also in meaning behind it. He'll take it, and he'll say, I desperately hope the ink serves you well. This magic goes beyond the failure of sight. It's almost as though you can hear the color from within the page. It
I
resonates.
can certainly tell.
And all of you, if the time comes when I return to the lands of Suadan, be sure to look out for my art. I'm sure I'll be making a fortune by the time I get back.
What's your name again?
Caleb Doer the Galeb Doer.
Thank you.
Yes,
As we
thank
go
you,
back
sir.
to the cart, I'm gonna slip him like 3 gold. Thank you for making him happy.
Artists are seldom, how to say, genuinely joyous in life. It's good to try and do so when you can.
It is
And
appreciated.
he will hold up the 3 gold and say, gold is never a bad thing for us. We'll stuff it in one of the pockets of this brown vest he has over green other clothes. And anybody else artists here?
Oh no,
I
just
unfortunately would not
basics.
consider myself an artist at all. I appreciate art.
Are you all warriors?
Yes, I am.
I'd be careful going ahead. There was a whole bunch of these very small, but for creatures that consist of flesh, I imagine they would be rather dangerous. These really small draconic creatures that have these small barbs at the end of their tails that seem to attempt to eject poison, of course. No effect upon myself, but I'd be careful going ahead if I were you. Keep an eye out.
Thank you. Do I know what he's describing?
Roll either a nature or a history, or just a nature check.
I'm better
Signian
in history.
has left the building
I got a
physically
17.
and mentally, staring at the paints.
17, probably referring to a pseudo dragon,
Oh.
or several pseudo dragons.
Well, safe travels to you, friend. Thank you very much.
Of course. I find that I actually have decent luck out here because people seldom care to eat rocks, and people seldom can really hurt me that much.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yes, you are
Best
quite
of luck
lucky.
with your painting.
I wish you all luck, and thank you for the short company you were able to grant me.
Of course. I give him like a habitual curtsy and head back to the cart.
He smiles and tries to replicate it just before he returns to this rock he was sitting upon that has moss growing upon it, sits at this easel which seems to be made out of varying sticks and branches pulled off of trees. And as he stares at the canvas, you will see as he lifts up the paintbrush and the color upon it turns blue as he continues to paint the day's sky.
So he's made of rocks, and he's sitting on a rock.
Yes.
Rock on a rock.
Imagine sitting on a lump of human flesh.
It would be soft. Like
It
sitting
would.
on a titty.
It is soft. Can confirm.
You've sat on a titty before?
Not on purpose.
Mmm. The best kind of way to sit on a titty. So what did I miss, you guys? Mitch talked about sitting on titties. Anyways.
Moving right along.
Moving right along.
You continuing forward?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is
You
Sinian?
get
I
the-
glance back into the carriage. Like, is Sinian painting?
Not if they're about to drive.
Oh, okay.
He needs absolute still.
How
He's
does
gonna
that
make
paint
some
work?
fuck- I'm not sure, but it's very enthralling.
Oh,
He's been staring at it for quite a long while.
He
I
doesn't
look at
even-
the
he
paint.
doesn't
See
even,
if
like,
there's
shoot him
anything
a look.
special about it.
He doesn't even like shoot him a look or anything about it. He's just is staring very intently at the
What was that,
paints.
I want to look at the paint. If he's like staring at the paint, I'm like, I want to know why he's looking at the paint. So I'm gonna stare at the paint too.
Appears to you it's like a black inky paint, very 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 dark in its shading. You would feel with your past perception a slight sense of arcana coming off of it. However, you did say it was magical.
It looks like ink.
It's
Does
no
it
ordinary.
only change color when you put it on your brush?
We'll find out. You probably may be a little off put by the sort of looks he's giving this ink. It's very like normally he looks very bored when they're writing all the time. He has not dropped a smile on his face.
Well, that's good to see.
Almost
you happy.
unsettlingly so. Yes.
I know you enjoy painting, so. What a nice man.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Getting moving along then.
Yes. I assume Brandy gets the horses going, because I
Yeah.
usually just let her hold the reins.
Yeah.
You'll make another day's travel throughout the rest of the throughout more of the temperate range, going throughout valley and valley before the sun sets beyond the mountains. And you manage to find, within your travel time, you manage to find an area that is fairly flat for the most part, and somewhat wide, a bit less wide than the area you were at before. However, more than enough room for Brandy to set up the dome.
The dome.
Dome.
And at this point, I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep.
He's fucking know-y painting boy.
There is a throughout the entire time. What's this guy's name? Faring has been working with plants and chemicals, and he will present another potion of healing to you, Sinian, since you're the closest. Says, here's another one of these. I hope it'll be useful to you all, and once again, thank you for bringing me along. And thank you for feeding me, he says up to Brandy.
Of course.
We're settling here
You're
for the night.
welcome.
Yes. I would think so. I would hope so.
Seems nice.
All right.
Do you want to stay in the carriage? You're welcome to come out and. Well, we don't
Well, I'm-
do much, but.
I'm a bit of a larger creature. I'm afraid I might crowd up the space in there, as to say. So I figure, why not take up the space in here, especially with the cart being fixed. I don't think there will be any more bear encounters, so I think I'll be all right.
Did this dude see me turn into a bear?
Probably.
I mean, he hasn't mentioned it.
He hasn't mentioned it. He came out, mentioned that
No
the
one
small
knew.
came into the cart.
Nobody.
Very secretive.
Very
tried.
secret.
Try and not get kidnapped by any big birds this time around.
Well, perhaps it would be safer in the cart. Would you show me, your work if you're comfortable?
My work.
I'm curious about the science behind it.
Oh, the alchemy.
Yes.
Well, if I'm being honest, it's a little bit of both, but I will be happy to show you the process.
Thank you. I'm gonna hang out in the carriage with him and probably ask a lot of annoying questions.
I'll take you through the basic process. It's a lot of gathering various herbs, and he explains how there's not just one recipe to a potion of healing. There are several different ones. Just as long as he's able to find a certain recipe list of herbs, all of which are somewhat common. It's just the process takes a while.
So it's like
before-
the components of different plants, but you just need all the components.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
And he'll explain the process. Currently starting on another one, but not getting too far into it before settling down for the night. Cindy, and you're painting?
Painting a couple times, even.
Right.
Scandalous.
What goes through your mind as you paint with these colors?
For the first one, he is going to attempt to do a sort of not a recreation, but he's going to quote unquote do it right this time with one of the paintings he did not show. Number 5. But
Is that
he's
the
gonna
smoke
yep.
one?
No.
Which
Number
one?
5. The funny one. Smile.
Ah. Okay.
And he's the motherfucking best.
Yes, of course.
Motherfucking.
It's pretty good.
20. It's okay.
It's okay. It's pretty good.
It's very good.
As you take this verdant red ink and you dip the paintbrush into it, as you draw it from, it sort of shifts in colors. It's difficult to paint with color when you don't have a lot of experience with it. However, as you try and focus your mind and try to think what the color would be, it shifts to the exact shade.
And he's just trying to put what he's seen onto canvas. Just almost as if it were a photograph.
Indeed. And as it comes out, you now have for the first time in your life, a fully color correct painting that not only you can see, but those around you can marvel at. Well, should you let them.
I'm if I'm out of the carriage, I'm watching over Sinean's shoulder.
I think
want
this
to
is
see what he's
taking
painting.
place at the same
Yeah.
time where
Okay.
you're
Then
talking
I'm
to
not.
you.
I mean, it would take. He is taking his time. If that would. He normally his paintings are just kind of like maybe the self-portrait, maybe not, and the other ones that took time that he didn't show because he took so much time. But this one he is also taking time to do. So you could catch a glimpse of him mid-process.
Yeah, you'll probably step outside the cart and see him working with the paint.
I furtively look over his shoulder as I walk by. I want to see what it is.
You see something for sure. Does it change as he would see it, or is it stagnant?
After the ink is applied to the page, it
Stagnant.
stays. Yes.
Okay. So there's a the background is a color wheel of just color. If it were in motion, or even the painting even shaken just a little too slightly, it may be it's almost like static, but the static, instead of it being pure black and white, it is color of the color wheel, just like real random values and stuff. But what is in focus in the painting is this wheel within wheel figure with eyes along the wheels, and inside the innermost sphere of the wheels is a vaguely angelic figure.
Ooh.
And yeah, it is the it is a visage of Lesep. But you wouldn't know that. It's
But
just
Slayer doesn't know that.
Slayer doesn't know that. But
absolutely not.
just and he doesn't he is just kind of smiling very widely, and if you would look over to like see his expression, he is crying at the same time.
Aww. Sinean, are you alright?
Yeah, I'm great.
May I see what you're painting? It's
He then
alright.
realizes what he's sort of painting, and just says, it's just a bit of abstract, I guess.
Oh?
Eh.
I could never understand abstract art. What inspires it for you?
Came in a dream, I guess. I guess you could say.
Interesting. Well, if you're comfortable, I'd love to see it when it's done.
He nods and just looks at it. It is done.
I curl up
It's
with
just
my oh, sorry, what?
No, I was just gonna say to describe like the color of like the metal and wheels, it's just like a pure golden, or it would be black, but it's like the sheen of the light would make it be golden in
Ooh.
certain light refractions, and the visage in the middle is like pure white light, like they were made of a LED light bulb.
Are there like facial features?
No, it is just a silhouette. It's a white silhouette of a man, more or
Cool.
less, and they
I'm gonna
have
curl
a
up with my
vaguely halo about their head.
I'm gonna curl up with my the primordial book I got actually in Hendrix and start reading about it a little bit.
Mhm. All right. Hammerfell, what are you doing? Brandy's getting a fire going and beginning dinner.
Brandy already does
Uh,
all the
I'll
setup
prob-
stuff.
I will definitely help with the fire, and then I'll try to help her a bit with dinner. I don't know, and then if she shoos me off, or if I am of no help, I will go and start to shave down silver coins into silver powder.
All right. She won't
Just
really
sitting.
she
Oh,
won't
go for it.
really shoo you off, but it seems as though she sort of just takes everything for herself, and there's not really a position for you to fill that isn't already being filled, so
She's in
you
the
find
zone.
a way to make use of yourself otherwise.
Yeah. So eventually, I'll just sit down across the fire from Sunny and start filing down silver coins, like looking at them, inspecting, like, oh, that one's from lower font, that one's getting shoved down. Gotta
Harifell's like aggressively grinding up these silver coins.
Yeah.
Judges them first. He holds a trial for each one before putting them in the chopping block.
He's got them all like sorted out.
Yep.
The jury
So
of
this
your
one was
peers
minted in
finds you
Leaf
guilty of being smudged. Your penalty shall be being ground into metallic salt water.
Uh, Dinner is eventually prepared. I'll say she cooks something nice, like probably something with eggs. I don't know. She's the cook.
Eggs for dinner, yes.
Just eggs. They're not even like chicken eggs. They're like random eggs that you found in the
I
forest.
got these from an ostrich.
Also,
there was
I
I'll
found
say
these in a
she'll
nest in
canary
a
eggs
tree.
in the some canary eggs in the tree over there.
she'll make a generic stir fry and
With
serve
eggs?
it to
Nice.
no
with eggs.
and serve it to everyone throughout. And as this occurs, Faring will step out for dinner and say, well, I've been traveling with you all long enough. I feel like um, there shouldn't be any secrets, at least between me and you, at least from my side. Uh, that being said, I believe it would be good. I confess I've been paying more attention than I originally made it known to be. I've noticed some lies exchanged. I could tell in the expressions of various faces, and I think that it would be best not just for you, but for all of us, if that came to an end. And he will sit around the fire.
About?
What do you mean?
Various things, but for starters, I'm just going to do a quick enchantment so that we all are 100% truthful with each other.
Oh,
But first,
boy.
I will. Before I do so, I will come clean with my story. My name is Faring Furlon. I am a descendant of uh, Bren Furlon from the Luithfon Empire. I hail from the Luithfon Empire. However, I'm not a. I hold no love for the Luithfon Empire. I came here as with my group of 3, and I did not want to exist in a land where I could not uh, believe in what I do believe, the blessings of the Raven Mother and beyond. I it was a lot coming here, and after all that, we lost many people leaving Luithfon, and as soon as we got here, only 3 of an original 12 departing party remained. And then when I got here, I lost those 2 people as well. So it's been a hell of a ride. So I know some of you have these feelings toward the Lord Fawn Empire and people that come from it. And I just want you to know that I'm not one of them. I may be from there, but I hate it more than any other entity in this world. And that hole goes very deep. And I feel like this truth should be shared. You've all already risked your life several times just taking this job and escorting me, and I figured that you all deserve to know. That being said, I believe you all deserve to know each other as well, and I think you all would do better for it. If you all wish to not take part in this sort of ritual I have planned, you may either leave the area, move far away, or you may stay and take part.
How does this work?
I'm going to cast a simple spell in a certain area around myself, and those who are willing will only tell the truth, and those who are unwilling can attempt to resist it, but I'm afraid I can't tell either way. So, if you do not wish to share the truth, simply leave the area now.
Will we be...
No harm will come to you. And you will not be hypnotized or anything. You will simply be unable to put anything but the truth forward. You won't be forced to speak either, of course. You don't have to answer any questions that you don't want to answer, if affected. But, just so we can make sure my story's straight and you all know who I am. And he will take a deep breath, and you feel this almost like a light breeze extend out from him in a radius, blowing past all of you, unless did anyone walk away before he did it?
Nope.
No.
If you wish, there is, I believe, a charisma save on a zone of
I think
truth.
so.
Yeah, charisma save.
Yes, you can make a charisma save if you would like to. If you do,
I will
I will.
not resist.
Smile.
11?
14.
What's the
Saliva, you fail.
save?
Cindy, and you succeed.
Let's fucking go.
Is this zone of
Why I
truth?
don't have to tell shit to you guys.
And
Watch this actually be a big brain play. He's actually evil,
Yeah.
and he just mind controlled you.
No.
And then it's Cyan and Brandy versus Salira. Salira, the mind controller, and Hammerfell.
And who knows if Brandy is attempting the saving throw.
Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
But for now, I will repeat the story. My name is Ferring, and I hail from Luat Fawn. I came with a group of 12 to escape Luat Fawn Empire and make it to the city of Hendrix to be escorted to the free land of Suadan. This was before leaving the Luat Fawn Empire. 9 of the men were slaughtered by Luat Fawn soldiers. I made it to the city of Hendrix, and when I got there, and we thought our problems were going to be solved, the 2 others were slaughtered by creatures I didn't even know. And now I travel alone, in mind and spirits, with allies given to me by a friend who helped us escape the Luat Fawn Empire, Eren Derul. Eren Derul also hails from the Luat Fawn Empire.
You are not your
I-
ancestry.
What was that?
You are not your ancestry.
Thank you.
As I hold no love for the Luophon Empire. However, its people I have no issues with. They are the victims in this. We
Donald
were
Woodfall.
lucky to escape.
Donald Woodfall is a snake. And if it were me, she'd be in the 12 layers of hell by now. But unfortunately, she's far more powerful than anyone else in that region, as is her influence. She wants perfection, but we will see. Sir Samson Hammerfell, if you would like to introduce yourself and tell us a simple background for you.
Oh, very well. My name is Samson Hammerfell. I hail from Leverington. I've traveled around for 15 years. And, I met you all in Finette, and I met you in, Hendrix. After being hired by, Baron Deru. We freed the town from horrible corruption, from beings beyond this world.
All right. Decent information to know. And you, Sinian, I believe, who are you? And give us a general background on your story.
I'm Sinian. I'm or was a salesman in, as I look at the map, because I forgore, Zidane. I'm originally from Tinkodran, and after losing my shop to unforeseen circumstances, I decided to wander down south until landed in the sort of gutter of Finette, and guess making my way back.
It's good to know we have truth on our side. This time around. As for you, Silira, give us a general background on you and your story.
My name
Silira?
is
Oh, sorry.
Celira Beryl Corlith Joharis Miari Mesha Ruviel. I am
Bless you.
family tradition. I am the second child of Elwarin Ruviel, the second king of Athendel. I am now the only child. And I'm here to learn. That's all.
All right. And you, Brandy, give us your name and a general background on your story. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh shit.
I ain't gotta tell you guys shit.
I don't know if Brandy
Glad we got it.
succeeded
I
though.
good. We good. I'm glad we got the truth on our side, as I say with the tee-hee smiley face.
How many lies does this dude know about? I mean, I don't think we've been particularly dishonest with each other, but
No. I haven't.
Cynian's funny,
I mean,
actually,
Cynian.
is completely different, but yeah,
Cynian's been lying to us since day one.
Cynian's been lying. Cynian is like, there's so many deceitful things, and it's just like, it's just Cynian.
This is just like the.
I've counted at
he
least like
even-
15 lies. I've counted like 16 lies, and like 15 of them are Cynian.
I don't know. I mean, Solera will leave stuff out.
That's called a lie of him. But if Cynian had to tell the truth, he'd just be like, "Hi, I'm Mitch," and then he gets assassinated by God.
Himself.
God strikes me down with a lightning bolt, and I die. And the real Cynian shows up. Says, where am I?
All right.
I
Yeah,
must
you
go to bed. I have to go to I have to go snorkeling in 6.5 hours.
Snorkel.
Have
Become
fun
one with
your
the fish.
snorkel.
Become
Snorkel.
one step closer to a fish.
Yeah.
And one step even closer to dolphins.
Oh, hi Mega. We just finished up.
Indeed.
He's our first subscriber.
Oh, shit.
Pog.
Oh, very nice.
So thank you guys for joining us. I
Yeah.
hope you had as much fun as we did. And we will see you next week.
True.
Yeah. Have a good night, guys.
Have a good night. Very, very fun.